170 million Americans are in the direct path of what meteorologists are calling the most dangerous winter weather pattern in a decade. If you're rewatching this right now, your state is likely on this list, and what happens in the next 72 hours will determine whether you re-prepared or caught completely off guard. Right now, as you rewatching this, the National Weather Service has just upgraded their warnings. Ice accumulations have jumped from a quarter inch to over 1 inch in multiple states. That's not just a weather statistic. That's the difference between losing power for a few hours versus losing power for 2 full weeks in the middle of January. And here's what nobody else is telling you yet. A second Arctic blast is already forming behind this first storm system, which means even after this passes, you're looking at single-digit temperatures and negative wind chills straight through to the first week of February. Stay with me because at the 3-minute mark, I'm going to show you the exact timeline for when this hits your specific state. But first, you need to understand why this particular storm system is so dangerous. Comment your city and state right now, and I'll give you personalized timing and impact information. The most commented locations will get detailed minute-by-minute breakdowns in tomorrow's update. Here's what's unfolding right now. Winter storm watches have officially turned into warnings across 24 states. That means this is happening today, not tomorrow. Today. Texas and Oklahoma, this starts for you this afternoon. Within the next 6 hours, freezing rain begins falling. Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. By tonight, you relocked into ice storm warnings. The National Weather Service used the word catastrophic in their latest bulletin. They don't use that word lightly. Let me give you the numbers that matter. Montana and Wyoming are seeing several inches of snow, but that's just the beginning. Colorado needs this snow desperately, but Denver is only getting 1 to 2 inches. The real accumulation hits at higher elevations, some areas already reporting over 2 feet. New Mexico is getting similar patterns with higher elevations bearing the brunt, but here's where it gets serious. Northern Texas, you're not getting pure snow. You're getting a dangerous mixture of snow and ice. Lubbock and Amarillo are looking at 4 to 7 inches. Kansas is getting 5 inches or less as you move toward Nebraska. Omaha might see 1 to 2 inches. But Salina and Wichita, you in the major snow zone. Oklahoma is getting hammered. Lawton is getting major accumulation. Oklahoma City is staring down 9 inches. Tulsa could see a full foot of snow extending into Arkansas. Little Rock, Arkansas, you might only get a couple inches of snow, but here's the critical detail. You are also getting significant ice. I am seeing 2 different transition patterns with these ice storms, and I'll break that down for you. Northern Arkansas around Fayetteville could get 9 inches trending toward 8 feet in some models. Missouri is getting crushed. Kansas City is looking at 7 inches. St. Louis is getting 9 inches. Springfield is hitting 10 inches. Just look at all the interstates this crosses. Interstate 70, Interstate 44, Interstate 55, Interstate 35. If you absolutely must drive, please understand these are not normal winter conditions. This is heavy snowfall combined with ice in many areas. If you can possibly avoid being on these roads, please don't travel. The accident reports that are going to come out of this could have been prevented. Northern Missouri 1T see the 6 to 7 inch totals, but you could still get 5 inches. That's substantial. Iowa is right on the edge. Des Moines might not see much initially. If this system wiggles slightly northward, Des Moines and other Iowa cities could see increased snowfall, but current trends show more of a northward tilt toward the east. The snow totals keep climbing. Fort Smith could easily see this shift slightly southward, bringing you 10 to 11 inches instead of 6 to 7. This system is still mobile. It can shift. Let me take you further north, then we'll circle back south. Illinois is getting significant snow. Chicago is looking at 4 to 5 inches. Peoria gets moderate amounts. But from Springfield southward, look at this. Major snow everywhere. 6 to 9 inches across southern Illinois. Michigan's Upper Peninsula, the northern UP, is getting a couple inches. Most of this tracks into Canada, but northern Michigan and western Michigan are getting several inches, with eastern Michigan seeing heavier amounts as the system moves eastward. Indiana from Fort Wayne southward is looking at 6 inches, but it changes dramatically from Indianapolis south. We talking 8 inches climbing toward almost a foot. Ohio is getting hit hard. Cleveland is seeing 5 to 8 inches. Mansfield through Columbus is getting substantial snow, but southern Ohio, that's where it intensifies. Kentucky and Tennessee, let me break this down carefully. Bowling Green toward Richmond, Kentucky, you re-looking at 7 to 10 inches. Louisville is getting 10 inches, but Tennessee is split. Western Tennessee through Nashville and even Knoxville or Johnson City are getting an inch or two, but you are also getting that mix I mentioned. More ice buildup is coming as we move eastward. Higher elevations like Asheville are getting half an inch of snow, but you have significant ice coming. Greensboro, North Carolina gets an inch. Hickory, South Carolina, not much. Maybe far northern Greenville sees half an inch in the mountains. That's it. Raleigh gets light amounts. You're getting mostly ice. Same for Virginia. West Virginia through Virginia, here are your numbers. Charleston and Morgantown, West Virginia, 9 inches toward a foot. Charlottesville through Roanoke, Virginia, 6 to 8 inches. Arlington, Virginia through Baltimore, Maryland, 8 to 10 inches. This is where it starts getting really heavy. This is where we are seeing purple on the forecast maps. Western New York around Buffalo could see a foot. Syracuse is looking at over a foot potentially. Pennsylvania and portions of West Virginia moving toward New York City and northern New Jersey. This is a big area for very heavy snow. We're going into the purple zone now, 16 inches or above. Pittsburgh, Altoona, Harrisburg, Allentown, we are talking over a foot for all of you. Northern Pennsylvania stays heavy. Scranton is getting over a foot. Even far northern Pennsylvania near Warren and St. Mary S, over a foot. Williamsport, over a foot. These are very heavy totals. Maryland and Delaware, let me give you specifics. Baltimore is getting 10 inches. Frederick is looking at maybe a foot. Look at all the interstates again. Interstate 83, Interstate 70, Interstate 95. Delaware is showing 6 to 8 inches. This is major snowfall. New Jersey changes as you move northward. Vineland is getting 8 to 9 inches. Northern New Jersey, you re-getting a foot. That is a significant difference. New York City is getting over a foot, especially toward Hudson. That S over 16 inches. Long Island, both western and eastern, is getting a foot. New England, all of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, you're all getting a foot. Upstate New York, a foot. Vermont and New Hampshire and portions of Maine, widespread 8 to 10 inches. This is a massive snowstorm. The totals have grown substantially overnight. Now let me address the ice situation, because this is where your long-term power outages become reality. We now have new colors on the ice accumulation maps. From Midland through Abilene to Austin, Texas, you're seeing 1/10 of an inch. That's a glaze of ice. But from San Angelo through Corsicana and Dallas, from Conroe, you're seeing a thicker glaze. Once you get into the pink zones from Brownwood eastward, you're starting to see 2/10 of an inch of ice. But once you reach 12 millimeters, you are approaching that half inch of ice. This is crippling ice that causes long-term power outages. Tyler, Texas, you're getting right at that half-inch mark. Shreveport gets heavier. We are talking half an inch toward 3/4 of an inch from Texarkana through El Dorado, Warren, Monroe, Louisiana through Alexandria. This is crippling ice. Long-term power outages are guaranteed. Northern Louisiana from Oak Grove into Mississippi around Yazoo, this is where you are hitting 22 millimeters. 3/4 of an inch toward 1 full inch of ice. At 25 to 26 millimeters, this becomes catastrophic for power infrastructure. Trees are going to snap everywhere. Northern Mississippi from Houston to Oxford to Holly Springs, all of this is 3/4 of an inch or greater, crippling ice across this entire region. Northern Alabama from Florence through Tennessee, from Jackson to Lawrenceburg to Nashville, you are looking at anywhere from 1/4 inch to half an inch of ice. Northern Georgia through the Carolinas, this is expanded overnight. Southern Georgia through Athens near the university, you are still seeing 1/4 inch up to half an inch of ice. But further north is where you see long-term power outages. Gainesville, Georgia, all of this is half an inch to 3/4 of an inch or greater. Upstate South Carolina, you're not seeing much snow because you are getting substantial ice instead. Anderson, Lawrence, Greenwood through Columbia, where you can still see 2/10 of an inch of ice. Gaffney, Rock Hill, Charlotte, North Carolina, you are all seeing anywhere from 1/4 inch to half inch of ice. Hendersonville and higher elevations around Asheville are getting at least 1/4 inch to half inch of ice. This extends through North Carolina into Virginia. Hickory, Greensboro, Salisbury, Raleigh, you are all seeing 1/4 inch to half inch of ice. Roanoke Rapids, you are seeing 1/4 inch. Heavier amounts around Oxford as you move towards South Hill, Virginia. Still chances for 1/4 inch to half inch. It lightens slightly toward Petersburg and Richmond, but you are still seeing 2/10 to 1/4 inch up to half inch of ice. Then it diminishes further northward. Now let me give you the precise timing, because this matters more than anything else. The timestamps at the top of the forecast models show Central Time. East Coast viewers, remember this is Central Time. Freezing rain chances kick in by early afternoon. It starts around Lubbock by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. By 6 o'clock, it stretches into Abilene and Wichita Falls. By 7 or 8 o'clock at night, it reaches northern Dallas-Fort Worth area. The entire time, Roswell and Albuquerque, New Mexico, are getting snowfall. Freezing rain shows as pink on the radar. From 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock to midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning, you are still getting freezing rain. This continues for many hours. I am seeing a second round coming as this moves toward the mid-Atlantic. But now, intense snowfall kicks in for northern Oklahoma through northern Arkansas into Kansas and northern Texas. New Mexico continues. Even northern Arizona is getting snowfall. Saturday morning at 2 o'clock through 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, all the way to noon and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the snow continues. Then a second round starts brewing. By 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you are still getting all this ice. Power outages are widespread by now. But now you still have it across northern Louisiana, all across Arkansas, northern Mississippi, starting to reach Knoxville, Tennessee. This is where it extends further eastward. You are getting heavy snow with this wide swath coming from Missouri into southern Illinois into western and central Kentucky. But this also stretches into New Mexico again and across Lubbock and central Texas all over again as we go through 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. As we move through the afternoon, this large swath of freezing rain and snow moves eastward toward West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. By Saturday night at 9 and 10 o'clock and beyond, you are getting snow, freezing rain, sleet. I'll update you this afternoon because the timing mixture changes once you pass 24 to 36 hours out. But now you see another whole pattern coming across the south through Saturday night. While you re-getting this first system across Tennessee and Kentucky Valley toward the mid-Atlantic, a second large system of snow, freezing rain, and sleet is developing over the same areas. This means layers upon layers of ice as you go through Saturday night. This moves further eastward. Now you have two large systems moving through Sunday morning. But remember, for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, even though your freezing rain and snow shifts by Sunday morning and Sunday noon at the latest, you still have freezing temperatures through Tuesday, possibly longer. It's not going anywhere. Also, for the mid-Atlantic, all the snow is coming down from Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Northern Virginia. Right behind it is all this freezing rain headed northward as you are getting that snow. Plus, the second system that develops along the south. As that develops for Sunday, that portion moves quickly through Sunday morning. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it has already transitioned through Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, again bringing more snow for Pennsylvania and the Northeast. But now you are getting a warmer scenario, this warm nose pushing up from the south through Tennessee through Kentucky. This helps melt things temporarily. But now you have all this moving toward the Northeast, so we re-talking Sunday afternoon into Sunday night for the Northeast. New information shows that as you go through Sunday morning, you have freezing rain coming through West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, and all this snow for Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. Right after this comes through Sunday morning and early afternoon, we could get a warm nose. This means sleet in some areas, but this could be a very warm pocket for Delaware, southern New Jersey, and portions of Maryland. This will warm up and melt whatever ice or snow you got. This helps while at the same time, whoever got snow in the Northeast, adding up to substantial amounts, you're getting freezing rain on top of that, which packs it down to very hard snow. And it extends across New England. You see, there are different layers coming with this storm. Now, here is the critical information about what comes after. The Arctic oscillation data just released shows through Wednesday will bring the strongest cold temperatures. Then into the beginning of February, we have the next cold blast coming. Latest information shows this one to be as strong as what you are experiencing now. Your highs one to be -20 and -30 or -40-degree wind chills, but it's still freezing temperatures coming down. We still in that negative North Atlantic oscillation where cold air is locked into the south and southeast, and this could last for the first week or two into February. The graphic showing much below normal temperatures extends to the very 1st of February. Look at that bluish-purple color. It's been a while since we've seen something like this. Extending to the 5th of February. It continues to linger around the southeast. This is where you still have chances for southern snowstorms. Right after this big blast going into next week, it kicks in really strong Friday from New Mexico and Texas through the mid-Atlantic again, lasting all weekend. Multiple scenarios exist for additional snowfall. The European model shows the big system we are getting now, and then another system trying to form as we approach the end of the month into the beginning of February, trying to bring another southern snowstorm. The European model still shows it will be too warm. The GFS model shows that trough will meet up perfectly and bring another blockbuster snowstorm. I'll keep you updated. If GFS proves correct, we re-talking about snow through central Florida. Let me address the infrastructure impacts you need to prepare for. When we talk about catastrophic ice accumulations, the National Weather Service means widespread freezing rain and sleet south of the primary snow axis affecting parts of the southern plains, lower Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley, the southeast, and the mid-Atlantic. Long-duration power outages, extensive tree damage, and extremely dangerous or impassable travel conditions are likely. Catastrophic impacts are expected where freezing rain amounts exceed half an inch, with over 1 inch totals possible in parts of northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and Mississippi, as well as the southern Appalachians. The new probability data shows chances of at least a quarter inch of freezing rain. In the orange zones, you have 70 to 90% chance of at least a quarter inch of freezing rain. Where we have ice storm warnings in red, you have greater than 90% chance. Chances of at least 6 inches of snowfall show the same pattern, 70 to 90% in orange areas, greater than 90% in red areas, with some areas exceeding 1 foot heading toward 2 feet potentially for the northeast. Impact levels break down like this. Orange represents moderate impacts. Red shows major impacts. Purple indicates extreme impacts. Major impacts extend from Tulsa, Oklahoma, southward through northeastern Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, through northern Mississippi, and into Tennessee. Extreme impacts, meaning long-term power outages, affect southern Illinois, southern Indiana, through northern Kentucky, and portions of southern Ohio and West Virginia. The Appalachians face major impacts in red and extreme impacts in purple. This becomes severe for the extreme impact zones. All the trees from Mississippi through the Appalachians are going to cause massive power outages. With all the hills and valleys, it's going to be extremely difficult for repair crews to reach you until ice clears. The Northeast faces major impacts from Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, through New York and Long Island. Cold temperatures with wind chill will persist, and this lasts through early February based on information released several days ago. This shows risk of much below normal temperatures. This is the highest risk level possible. The newest Arctic oscillation information shows through Wednesday brings the strongest cold temperatures. Then into the beginning of February, the next cold blast arrives. Latest data indicates this 1T be as strong as the current system. Your highs 1T reach -20 and -30 or -40 degree wind chills. But freezing temperatures continue. We remain in that negative North Atlantic oscillation pattern where cold air stays locked into the south and southeast, potentially lasting the first week or two of February. The graphic showing much below normal temperatures extends to February 1st. That bluish-purple color hasn't been seen in years, extending to February 5th. It continues lingering around the southeast, where chances remain for southern snowstorms. Right after this major blast going into next week, it intensifies strongly Friday from New Mexico and Texas through the mid-Atlantic, lasting all weekend. Multiple scenarios show potential snowfall. The European model shows the major system happening now, then another system trying to form approaching month-end into early February, attempting to bring another southern snowstorm. The European model still indicates too warm. The GFS model shows the trough aligning perfectly to bring another blockbuster snowstorm. Now let me tell you what nobody else is saying. This isn't just about one storm system. This is about a pattern change that affects the entire month of January and bleeds into February. Every preparation you make today protects you for weeks, not just days. When meteorologists see patterns like this, we look at historical analogs. The last time we saw this combination of factors was years ago, and those events are still remembered in affected communities. Comment your state and city right now. Tell me your biggest concern about this weather pattern. Are you worried about power outages, road conditions? Do you have family members who need extra help? The most detailed comments get priority responses with specific action plans. And here's something important. I respond to every single location request, not automated responses. Real, detailed information for your exact area. The best part is coming at minute 12 when I share the specific action steps you need to take in the next 24 hours. But right now, understand this. Preparation time is running out. Stores are already seeing increased traffic. Shelves are emptying. Roads will become dangerous. Once this starts, it is too late to prepare properly. Everything I'm sharing with you comes from the latest National Weather Service data, updated forecast models, and real-time monitoring of atmospheric conditions. Your action plan needs to start immediately. Check your emergency supplies. Do you have enough food and water for at least 1 week? Do you have batteries, flashlights, a battery-powered or hand-crank radio? Do you have a backup heating source that's safe to use indoors? Have you charged all your electronic devices? Do you have backup power banks? These aren't suggestions. These are necessities. When power goes out for a week or more in January temperatures, these items become life-saving tools. For those in ice storm warning areas, understand that ice accumulation happens gradually, but the damage is sudden and severe. Power lines fail slowly. They snap. Trees bend gracefully. They break and fall, often taking power lines with them. Roads get slippery. They become sheets of ice where vehicles have almost no traction. Half an inch of ice weighs approximately 30 pounds per square foot on trees and power lines. At 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch, the weight becomes catastrophic. Limbs snap, trees fall, power infrastructure fails across wide areas. Have a communication plan with family members. If cell towers lose power, how will you communicate? Do you have a designated out-of-state contact everyone can check in with? During widespread emergencies, local calls often fail while long-distance calls go through. Make sure everyone in your household knows the plan. Where do you shelter if you lose heat? How do you stay warm safely? Carbon monoxide poisoning kills people during power outages when they use unsafe heating methods. Never use a gas stove or oven to heat your home. Never use a generator indoors or in an attached garage. For those in heavy snow areas, different challenges emerge. 12 to 16 inches of snow plus wind creates blizzard conditions. Visibility drops to near zero. Travel becomes impossible. Even short distances become dangerous. If you must go outside, dress in layers, cover all exposed skin. Frostbite can occur in minutes in these conditions. The wind chill values will be life-threatening in many areas. Exposed skin freezes in 10 to 15 minutes at -20 to -30 wind chills. At -40 or worse, it happens in 5 minutes or less. Stock up on any necessary medications now. Pharmacies may close or become inaccessible. If you or family members have specific medical needs, make sure you have adequate supplies. Have extra prescription medications if possible. Keep a list of all medications, dosages, and prescribing doctors in your emergency kit. If you use medical equipment that requires electricity, contact your power company now to let them know. Many utilities prioritize restoring power to medical necessity customers. For pet owners, prepare for your animals too. They need food, water, and shelter just like humans. If you lose heat, make sure you have ways to keep pets warm. Small animals are especially vulnerable to cold. If you have livestock, make arrangements now. Frozen water sources, inadequate shelter, and lack of food quickly become life-threatening for animals. Many farmers and ranchers are already moving animals to protected areas and ensuring water sources won't freeze. Your vehicle needs preparation too. Make sure your gas tank is full. Keep it above half full throughout this event. If you get stranded, a full tank lets you run the engine periodically for heat. Keep an emergency kit in your vehicle. Blankets, extra warm clothing, food, water, flashlight, first aid kit, ice scraper, small shovel, sand, or cat litter for traction. A fully charged cell phone and car charger are essential. Let someone know your route and expected arrival time if you must travel. Check on elderly neighbors and family members. Many older adults lived through severe winters before and think they can handle this. But age changes everything. Mobility issues, health conditions, medications, and isolation all increase risk. A simple check-in call can be life-saving. If they need help preparing, help them now while there's time. If they need evacuation to a safer location, arrange it before conditions deteriorate. For parents with young children, explain what is happening in age-appropriate ways. Kids sense anxiety. Calm explanations help them feel secure. Make sure they understand why they need to stay inside. Make the situation as normal as possible. Have activities ready. Books, games, crafts. Power outages mean no tablets or television. Have battery-powered entertainment options. Make it an adventure, not a crisis. Schools are already making closure decisions. Many districts have announced closures through Monday or even longer. Check your school district's website and emergency notification system. Make childcare arrangements now if you are an essential worker who must report regardless of weather. Not all daycares and facilities will close. Know your options before the emergency hits. Businesses are making operational decisions too. Many are allowing or requiring employees to work from home. Others are closing temporarily. Know your employer's policy. If you are a business owner, consider your employees' safety. Will you remain open, close temporarily, allow remote work? These decisions affect many people. Make them early and communicate clearly. Transportation systems will be severely impacted. Airlines are already issuing travel waivers for affected cities. If you have travel plans, check with your airline now. Many are allowing free changes or cancellations. Airports will see delays and cancellations. Ground stops may be implemented. If your flight is canceled, rebooking quickly becomes difficult as everyone tries to adjust travel plans simultaneously. Train systems like Amtrak are monitoring conditions and may reduce or suspend service on affected routes. Interstate highways will see closures or travel bans in multiple states. When authorities say roads are impassable, they mean it. Do not attempt to travel. Every winter storm brings stories of people who ignored warnings and needed rescue, putting emergency responders at risk. Your decision to travel doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone involved in potential rescue operations. Stay home unless absolutely necessary. Now, I want to address something important. Weather events like this can feel overwhelming. That's normal. But panic helps no one. Preparation and information empower you to handle whatever comes. You can do this. Millions of Americans are going through this together. Communities pull together during emergencies. Neighbors help neighbors. People who prepared share with people who didn't. That's who we are as Americans. We face challenges together. This storm will pass. The cold will eventually break. Spring will come. But right now, focus on the next 72 hours. That is your critical window. After this initial event, you will have better information for the next phase. But today, tonight, tomorrow, those are your action days. Everything you do now makes the coming days easier and safer. Remember to comment your location below. I am checking comments constantly and providing specific information for every area requested. Share this information with family and friends. The more people who prepare, the safer everyone becomes. If this information helps you, help others by sharing it. Weather doesn't respect boundaries. This affects all of us. One more thing before I close. Mental health matters during weather emergencies. Isolation, cold, darkness, lack of power, these all affect mood and outlook. Check on people not just physically but emotionally. A phone call can make someone's day during a multi-day power outage. Connection matters. We social beings. We need each other. Use whatever communication means you have to stay connected. If you are struggling, reach out. There's no shame in needing support during difficult times. Tomorrow's update will include overnight model runs, any new warnings or watches, updated timing for transition zones, and your specific questions from the comments. The most asked questions will get detailed video responses. I am here for you throughout this entire event. This is an T1 forecast and goodbye. This is continuous coverage because you deserve continuous information. Your safety matters. Your preparation matters. You matter. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. Look out for each other. Comment your location and biggest concern right now. I'll see you in tomorrow's update with the latest information and your personalized forecast.